Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this episode of G Bears Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And why are we looking this way? Well, if you look straight out there, I'll zoom, there is a big dust devil. Yeah, see it? Dead center. Yeah, it's been out there now for, a good 5-10 minutes. And we've been having a little bit of that weather all around. Yesterday I heard one zoom on through here and scattered some wood around and tipped over my swing. And when the swing tipped over, it hit the fire pit and knocked the fire pit over, and then it knocked the wood rack and bent that over to one side. So just kind of weird. I didn't post yesterday because yesterday was Memorial Day on May 31st, 2021. And that's a solemn day for a lot of people, including myself. And I just decided that it just wasn't good etiquette for me to be posting an off-grid video about anything other than remembrance. And I didn't want to get into that because I didn't want to get all choked up about all of those brave young men and women I know that passed in the line of duty. And not only them, but for other family members and so forth who didn't ever serve in the military but passed away also. Anyway, that's why I didn't post yesterday. And today is 103 degrees Fahrenheit. And for those of you who don't want to do the math, it's 39 degrees Celsius. And we're supposed to have more of that coming starting tomorrow into Thursday. They're talking about an excessive heat warning for the area. So the temperature will be getting all the way up there and being very uncomfortable. And we'll see how that goes. I did turn on my air conditioner, and that's the one that's in the bedroom window. I haven't gotten the second one in the porch yet. But with that one running, and it's still running right now, and my little Arctic Air swamp cooler on the table, and just closing off the front porch from the rest of the cabin, I was keeping up the temperature inside down in the mid 80s. So it was very comfortable. And as you can see, I got 13.2 in the batteries, and I'm producing 31.5 amps in my solar, and I'm on float. So yeah, I'm doing a really good job with this new setup. And it is overcast today. As you can see, my voltage here is 86.1 volts, and that would normally be 108 volts, or somewhere in the 108 volt range. So the voltage is down a little bit, but the amps are up high. I'm still bringing in 400 plus watts, and I've got 3.2 kilowatts hours of power already. So yeah, it's produced some good electricity here today. This rover has been acting weird, and I think I might have figured out what it is. This has a 100 volt maximum input, and this one is running the new 305 watt panels. It's running 6 of those, and this one will go up to 162 volts. So I'm okay there. But this one gets very hot very easily. That's why I've got this turbo fan here, this fan up here, and this fan over here, moving air around this area. The Midnight actually has its own turbo fan built right into it, and it stays on a little bit more on the cool side. But this one's been getting a little on the hot side, and it's been acting weird lately. So I started doing some investigation, and I think what it is because I have a total of, I think, let's see, 6, 3 is 9, 10, I got 11 panels, 11 100 watt panels. So I put together as one string. I've got, I think it's, I think I put 6 panels on there, and that's going to be too high. That's way over 100 volts. But I don't think so. I think actually what I did was I broke them unevenly. So I think I got them coming in 3 strings, and that's panel B right here. So yeah, so one set of the wires runs to the controller. So there would be 1, 2, 3 strings coming in. So I think one of the strings is 4 panels, which should only be 86.4 volts. But I've seen the error on this one saying that the amps were overamping. So I got to find out why the amps were overamping. The volts, I saw that up over too high too. Input was too high, so it shuts it off. It doesn't damage it, it actually shuts itself off, so it won't damage itself. But that's not efficient. I'm not producing properly. So I got to find out what's going on there. I think what I'm going to do, oh my gosh, what a stench from that marijuana grow down there. The wind's coming right from them right now. Jesus Christ. Can't get any fresh air in your lungs out here in the desert anymore. Terrible. Anyway, I wanted to cover that, the dust devils, and the temperatures. And for a common man, the winner of the contest on the dice game, I mailed his package out today, and he'll get that on the 8th. Like I said, it would be mailed the cheapest way possible, and I think it was around 13 bucks or something for, or 13 and change. I think it was close to 14 bucks. So that got mailed out to him today, and he'll be seeing his package pretty soon. I sent him the tracking number and that stuff, so he can keep an eye on where that's going. All right, Blackie, that big black rooster is gone. No, he didn't go in the pot. I gave him back to my neighbor, the one that actually gave him to me when he was a little chick. And I had to get rid of him because he was terrorizing the new baby chicks. He would chase them into their little coop, and then he'd stand outside the door and wouldn't even let them stick their heads out. He'd peck at them if they did. And they couldn't come out to eat or drink. So I had to isolate them again so that they could come out and eat and drink. And then Blackie would stand at the fence and crow incessantly all day long, just drive you crazy. And he was also tearing up the other hens. He's got some of them looking like they're completely almost naked, no feathers on them. And so I got some gouges in their backs from him being a little too rough on his sex play. So he had to go. And I asked my neighbor if she wanted him back, so she said yeah, and she came yesterday and picked him up, and he's gone. So it's been quiet here ever since. No more ranting and raving from the little baby chicks and that coming out of the chicken coop. So they're doing pretty good. Let's quickly head down here to the Garden of Eating. And yeah, that barrel got damaged in the winds because I drained it down a little bit too low and the wind caught it, broke off the spout on it, and then broke it where it goes into the barrel at the bottom. So I'll have to redo that one. But yeah, looks like everything's okay here. Let's see what the moisture looks like in the soil. Oh, well, about 4 inches down it's moist. So I think I will stand out here and add a little bit of water to this, even though most of the plants will be okay. If I let the top get way too dry, then it doesn't want to absorb water when I do water it. So I got to really do an extra soaking. So I actually save water by adding water to it when it gets dry on the top like this. This soil works as a mulch, and then when the insects break it down, it becomes a good garden soil. So down underneath everything here, if I go for a dig here, you see it's nice and moist, but it's also finer. It's really broken up well. And then the top here, you can see the big pieces of wood chips. So that's what I like most about that garden soil, and that's why I keep buying it. So I don't really churn it into the soil when I get the new bags. I lay them over the top like a mulch, and then I plant into that, and they will break them down when the bugs get to eating it all up. So anyway, look at the greenery. It's so green. I like it. I've got flowers on my zucchinis. So they're doing all well. And everything else is looking happy and healthy. I got to pick some spinach. I'm letting that one go to seed right there. And I'll get some spinach seed out of that, so I have something to plant on the next crop. And then some of these others, I'll make a spinach salad, and Swiss chard over there, I can cut some of that off and have some of that. I've got peppers coming out like crazy. So yep, I planted some more peas here. I got 3 peas, and those are actually planted from one of the pea pods that came off of the pea plant that I had there. It had reached that point where it wasn't going to produce anymore, so I pulled that out, took one of the pea pods, stuck a few of the peas in there, and they came up as new plants. So that's a good thing. I like it. So I'm going to get this all watered and everything. And my raspberries over there, I thought those were extra raspberry plants that came in with the original one that I purchased, but they actually have different leaves on it. So those may come from last year's raspberry plants. I think I ate a couple of the raspberries off of there, and then spit out the core end into that soil, and I think they took. It only takes one seed, right? But you can see they got bigger leaves, different style, mostly different style than what's growing there. So this one had one raspberry already on it, and it fell off. But it looks like I'm going to have to get some watering done here. So I'm going to get to that, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. Don't forget, thumbs up down there. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. This is G Bear signing off.